Welcome everyone. Today we are covering two races where there's a lot of excitement, a lot of fun, but also a lot of disaster that occur in them, I'm not gonna lie. So we are in the GR Cup car and we are racing at Silverstone in the circuit. Coming on board on this qualifying lap, I ended up putting it on pole in first place. So we're gonna see how we do that here. Going around this corner, you got to go super wide, pretty much an off track right there. We're going to take a look at that here in a second. And this part right here leads on a huge straight, so you want to get on the gas as soon as possible. Now we're going to take a look back at the corner. You can see coming into this, I believe it's turn 3 or turn 4. You go so wide that you actually, I think in normal race circumstances, you would get an off track. We're going to cut back now to the end of that straight, coming around on the final chicane. We also have to put the gas down really quickly on these last couple of corners because this also leads onto a long straight, the main pit straight. And coming across the line, that's going to give us a 14.8. Putting it on pole, almost 2.5 tenths quicker than the guy in second place. This race is just, I mean, it's a good one, but at the end, it's just so disappointing. This guy, JP, who's in third place, I believe he has about 2,800 iRating. So, I mean, it's not like he's a low-rated guy. I mean, he has more iRating than me. So, starting in the first lap, we're going to get a good jump onto the first straight, like everyone does in iRacing. Pretty sure it's illegal, but, you know, it's whatever. Going into this first couple of corners, these S's here, you want to get on the left side, dip your left tires in that grass, hard on the brakes at the beginning of that outside curbing, coming around here, and then we're off on the straight. And this is pretty much what the entire race looks like. I'm leading, and so it's just pretty boring. So we're going to jump to lap 7 here. And we're going to go on board with that guy, JP, who I was talking about earlier. And he's been on my tail the entire race. I'm not sure what happened to the other guy. I think his name was Kyle. I don't know if he spun out or if he just was slower than JP. But you see JP here just hops in for the bump draft. And really, whenever you're in a race like this, sometimes it's just smarter to go for the bump draft, especially when you have a lot of laps left. I mean, we're on lap 7 here, and we have 12 laps. So, you know, you got a lot of time. So, strategically, it's just sometimes better just to, you know, help the guy in first and just push you along. Get enough space from the people behind so where you can really fight towards the end. Okay, so that guy Kyle, you can see on the relatives in the bottom right, he's actually 0.4 seconds behind us. So, he did stay on the tail of me and JP for this entire race. And, I mean, this could be a race win right here. Coming down to the long straight, we just need a good exit. But, you know, JP could get a really good draft. We get a decent exit. You want to make sure to not go too wide right there in that corner because you could get an off-track or a slowdown, which we'll see in the next race. Here, I ended up opting for a semi-defensive line. I go in the middle of the track. And JP comes up on the outside. This is just a really awkward corner, and we banged doors a little bit. I wouldn't say it was intentional. I don't think either of us meant to. Just trying to keep clean racing all around, you know, at the top of the pack. And yeah, so we're just gonna take a quick pause right here. What do you think I'm gonna do? Do you think I'm gonna go into this tight chicane on the right side and take the normal racing line, or do you think I'm gonna defend left? And what do you think the best option is? Because I make the wrong decision. See, I should have dipped out to the right side like JP is doing. Instead, I opt for another semi-defensive line. I just go way too deep and hard on the brakes. And he goes ahead of me because he had the outside for the first corner and the inside for the second corner. And then the next guy also gets a better line because we get slowed down entirely. And we ended up finishing in P3. We're going to take another angle. Take a look at another angle of it. You can see, I mean, I just did not get on the gas. Terrible angles through those last corners. And, I mean, you know, it's a good race. We ended up in P3, which is still a podium, but ultimately not the result that I could have had. We got a good bumping safety rating and iRating now at 2,400 iRating. Now we're going to cut to race 2 here. Starting at P4, I set a slower qualifying lap here. And I want you to take note of these guys in this front pack here. So we got Jack Harding, Jack in this gray and red car, and then we got Ryan ahead of him in the red car. And then we got Tang up in second place. Coming through this first lap, just trying to keep it nice and clean and, you know, try and maintain position here. And heavy on the brakes here. You know. That guy in the front just went super wide. We're going to see him do it again the next lap. But we got a good train. Nobody in the front pack has spun out or crashed yet, which is amazing. Kind of surprising. End of this straight, we're going side by side through a really awkward corner. I think that's turn 6 or turn 8. And these guys are just getting a little argy-bargy here. You can see this guy on the left side just dip to the inside and ultimately cause that wreck, which gives us P2. So good for us, but bad for them. And we're going to take a look back at that here in a second. So this guy just dives for a space that was never really there and knocks the 3 of them out. I believe it was Ryan, Jack, and Tang. But I want you to pay attention to Ryan because he's going to come back a little bit later in this story that's unfolding in this race. So on a lap 2 here, and you can see again that guy in the front, Oliver, he just goes super wide. And, you know, he started on pole, so he's obviously very quick. So I don't know, he's just a little bit of inconsistency showing up. Happens to all of us, honestly. And at the end of this straight, we're really close. He takes a really weird line through there. Like, I totally could have sent it up the inside, but, I mean, I could care less about doing that right now because it's only lap 2 in a 12-lap race. Again, coming into the chicane, I just feel like he overslows a lot. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm behind him and he thinks I might attack him or something. But like I said, you know, at the beginning of the race, I just like to push with the person who's in first so we can create space. Again, he kind of just dives to the inside there on this straight. And it's like, why would I even attack that? I have no idea. I don't know what he's thinking, but I mean, as you can see, he's a good driver, just making some weird decisions. Coming into this corner now, we're gonna try and get a good run on this straight. See if we can get in the draft of him, which ultimately it looks like he's pulling away. Cutting forward now onto lap 5. We're still about the same distance from him, 2/10, and then we got the guy in 3rd place about 2/10 behind us, so a little bit of pressure from both sides. And going through here, you can see Oliver's finally landing this corner here. And up there in the distance, you can see the red car from the beginning of this race, Ryan. Now, I don't think he was at fault for that crash earlier. I think it was that other guy, Tang. But he just opts to go to let us pass here on the straight, which is, I mean, really nice by him. If you're a lap down or something, you should always, you know, try and let the leaders go past. We're going to cut on board to him now. I think he thought that Jack was the person who spun him out or something, because he just goes for this right here. And I'm not sure why he decided to do that. Maybe he's trying to get retaliation, or maybe it's just a mistake. He tried to send out the inside, but he was a lap down from Jack, so I don't really know what his motive there was. Cutting to lap 8 here, we're just on the back of Oliver, and not looking to overtake yet. If I overtook now, we'd still have about 4 laps left. So we're just going to sit comfortably behind him and try and create distance from the people behind us. And there's Ryan again. At the end of this lap, he just pulls off to the side. And we're going to cut to him now and backtrack a little bit. At the end of turn 6, he just stops on the side. And then at the end of these chicanes before the final corner, he just slows down. I'm not sure if, you know, he's just wanting to race with the leading group, because now he's about 2 laps behind. So we'll see what he's doing here. Maybe it's Jack that he's trying to get to, like I said earlier. Maybe he tried to spin him or something. I'm not too sure. Anyways, me and this guy Oliver are getting a little close here. I was thinking about sending a move up on the inside right there, but just not really a good corner. We took a wide line through there, taking an off track. I was like, okay, I'm fine with taking the off track because I just want to keep speed. I didn't really want to slow down on that straight. Lap 9 here, coming out of the final corners, I just get a little bit of wheel spin, which slows me down a couple of tenths. Luckily, this guy in 3rd place, Veggie, I guess that's how you say his name, opts to not. I thought he was going to send it up on the inside, which I think he was thinking about it, but he ended up not, because that would just lose us a lot of time through those couple of corners. And you can see Jack here just sending it from downtown on lap 10. And we're going to come up on this straight. We'd have 2 laps left after this lap. And, you know, trying to keep track with him, and he just gets a better run on this straight compared to me, so I try to tap back into his slipstream, which doesn't really do anything. I could send a move up on the inside here, but I make a wrong decision. I think I should have stayed behind him, or I should have stayed to the inside, because then that guy, Veggie, just sends it up on the inside here. And now we are down, hold on, wait for it. We're going to be down 2 positions. Just like the first race, I made the same mistake in 2 races, so yeah, Veggie just takes 3rd place from us. And really, I should have just stuck it to the inside on turn 6 or turn 8, whatever turn that is, and then opted for the outside line coming into these final chicanes. So now on lap 11, I thought Veggie just overslowed way too much, and then I just get on the accelerator really early here, and that sends us out wide. And if you do that on this track, Silverstone, then you just get a bad slowdown. So I think I had a slowdown of about 1 second or 1.5 seconds, which I had to serve later down the line. I didn't serve it immediately, so I wanted to serve it in a place where it's not a super long straight to minimize time loss. So I opted to serve it right here, pulling out wide and just slowing down a little bit. And I didn't get it all the way. Coming down here into this turn, I had to let off on the gas a little bit. And this is the final lap, lap 12, so unless one of these guys in the front just makes an absolute terrible mistake in this last sequence of corners, then I think it's going to be P4 for us. Not hitting the apex of that corner, I mean, I don't know what happened in these last few laps. I just lost the touch on the group ahead. Whenever I got overtaken by Veggie and Jack. So, but overall a good race. I was excited. I was satisfied with it. And you know, P4 could have done better, but I'll take it. You know, kind of a big increase in iRating, so I'll take it. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. Maybe like and subscribe. I don't know, that's kind of weird, but anyways, hope you guys have a good evening, day, night, whatever time it is. Cheers.